All right, welcome everyone, and thank you again for jumping on our second of the five series, the webinar series here. Today, we're going to discuss the Leadership Fellows Program. So we have an awesome group of folks, and again, I really appreciate you all being here to discuss the program with you and kind of get into details of what it looks like and all the different kind of incentives that are there, the professional development opportunities. We also have some industry mentors that participate in the program on the call as well. So we're really excited to kind of dive into this. And then we'll leave time at the end for Q&A as well. So any questions that come up, we can certainly answer those. And feel free to use the chat as well feature and ask any questions you might have. But at this point, I'll turn it over to Molly McGowan, who oversees the Fellows Program, and let her take it away.
Thanks, Matt. We're happy to have all of our fellows here and some of our mentors. So thank you for your time today. Hopefully this is an informative session so you can learn a little bit about how awesome our fellows program is and how you might apply and consider the benefits of joining this program, of applying for this program. So let me share with you the agenda for today. So we're going to do some brief introductions in a minute here, and then we'll talk a little bit about the program requirements and how to apply. It is an application process. It's a pretty selective process, but we'll explain that in detail. And then we wanted to just take some time to have our current fellows, our current graduate students, share a little bit about what they see as beneficial for the program, what they've been getting out of the program, why it's meaningful for them, as well as some of our industry mentors. So some of our alumni who are serving as mentors currently in the program will share a little bit about the benefits they see, the value of this program as well. And then certainly we can do some Q&A for anyone that has questions. So just to get started, as Matt said, my name is Molly McGowan, and I'm the director for the program. We have Peggy here on the call, Peggy Terrell. Do you want to just do a brief intro, Peggy?
Sure, thank you. I'm Peggy Terrell. I'm the Senior Associate Director of the Graduate Business Programs and chair of the Admissions Committee. So congratulations to all of you on this call that have been admitted. And I work closely with Molly in the helping with the selection of the students to become fellows. So welcome.
Yeah, and then I'll have our students introduce themselves. I'll just call on you to make it smooth. So Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm one of the current fellows, and I'm in the 4+1 MBA program.
Jillian.
Hi, I'm Jillian. I'm a current business analytics student, and I'm also in the fellows program.
And Courtney.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I am also a current fellow, and I'm in the MS Accounting and Analytics program.
Sarah.
Good morning, I'm Sarah, and I'm a 4+1 MBA student.
And Bhuvesh.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bhuvesh. I am a current fellow, and I'm pursuing MS Technology Management and Entrepreneurship.
We did have Daniel on here, but I think he's having some computer. Oh, there you are. I see you. Okay, gotcha.
Good morning. I'm Daniel. I'm a current fellow, and I'm currently in the MBA program.
Great. I think I got all of our students that are here. And then our awesome mentors. So I'm looking at Michael Dietz first. You want to just say a quick low intro?
Sure. Michael Dietz, third year or third group anyways, and enjoy each time, and 19 graduate of the EMBA program.
Yes. And what's your role at work?
I work at Paychex, 28 years at Paychex, and currently oversee a group of centers of excellence, analytics, data, project management, strategy. Fun bundle.
Thanks. Christina.
Hi, everybody. My name is Christina Gullo. I'm the president and CEO for Villa of Hope. It's a human services organization here in Rochester focused on behavioral health. And this is, I think, my third time too. And it's just, I love it. It's just a great way to give back.
Thanks. Kimberly.
Good morning. So my name is Kimberly Hamer. I am from the Mighty 13 EMBA class with Christina and have loved doing anything that Molly sets up. I'm in. So this leadership program has been phenomenal. I really enjoy the students that have been coming through it and the different parts of what they do. My role is a VP of Customer Success for a healthcare technology company that takes care of all the technology that doctors and nurses use to provide care to someone in their homes. So it is so good to meet all of you this morning.
Thanks, Kimberly and Jeff.
Hi, my name is Jeff Taylor. I'm a 92 graduate of the RIT finance program. So that goes back a long time. This is also my third year of this, on my fifth mentee at this point in time relationship. It's been pretty awesome. I'm president and CEO of a company called C3 Controls located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, manufacturer of products that control machinery. We got facilities here in the United States, facilities in El Salvador, facilities in India, and it's pretty fun. I really enjoyed the mentor program, fellows program. I learn a lot from each student, and I think we've had really great relationships. So we're looking forward to hearing all about the experiences from the current undergraduates, the experiences from the current alumni mentors, and sharing some other thoughts for those who are thinking about coming into the program. So thanks, Molly.
Thank you. And I see thank you. Yeah, I see two of our other students as well. So Sakayo, do you want to do a quick intro?
Hi, good morning, everyone on the call. My name is Fikayo. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a fellow. I'm a Saunders fellow as well. I'm currently on my MBA, and yeah, and it's been great.
All right, thanks. And then Param.
Hi, myself Param. I'm doing the MBA program as well in MIS, and I did my undergrad in marketing and MIS. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Again, thanks to all of you for being here. You can see we just have a rich, diverse group of students and mentors from all different industries studying different grad programs here, which makes it just a really engaging, interesting experience, I think, for everybody. All right. So let me briefly talk about the requirements of the program and then the application process. And then I think one of the most useful pieces of this webinar is to hear the student experiences and the mentor sharing. So we'll try to get to that pretty quickly. So what is the fellows experience? If you do choose to apply, what can you expect? So students, like I said, do apply. They have to also be applying for one of our grad programs. So you have to be accepted into one of the Saunders graduate degree programs. And then apply separately also for the fellows program. So once you're accepted into the grad program, it is a 1 year, the fellows program is a 1 year long program. So we have activities in fall and spring. So we do expect students to commit to both fall and spring semester. So right up front, that's one of the things we'll talk to you about is if you want to do this fellows program, we need to have a commitment for the full year. So what does it involve? We just introduced some of our industry mentors. They are they're excellent examples of the mentors that work with our students in the program. So minimally, we ask that our fellow students, our graduate students, meet with their industry mentors at least 3 times per semester. So they're meeting at least 3 times in fall and at least 3 times in spring. How those meetings get shaped, what they look like can be very different depending on the mentor. Some mentors might have weekly meetings with their fellows. Others might meet, once a month, or set up different experiences, or have fellows meet with different people in their company or sit on different meetings. So it can be very flexible and can be, lots of creative options in terms of how mentors meet with their students. It could be online, virtually, and it can be in person. So lots of different options, but minimally, student fellows are meeting with their industry mentor 3 times in fall and 3 times in spring. In addition to meeting with your mentor, there's also bi-weekly student meetings. So as a group, I meet with all the fellows every couple of weeks. And in those groups, we talk about leadership topics, a variety of leadership topics. We look at some leadership assessments, have students assess their leadership styles, their levels of emotional intelligence. We talk about tools and strategies for effectively leading. All of our students read the book Give and Take, and we discuss that. So those bi-weekly meetings are pretty important, and it helps the group kind of form a small community to support each other in their graduate program while they're here. We also debrief the mentor meeting. So as students are meeting with their mentors, fellows share with each other what they're learning from their mentors, what questions and topics they might explore. So it's a nice way to kind of form a support group with each other throughout the year. In addition to those meetings, one of the things that we ask our fellows to do in terms of that next step for them building their skills is to plan a community-wide leadership program. So as we get towards the end of fall semester and we start spring, the fellows group brainstorms some ideas and plans some type of workshop, conference, panel discussion to share out with the greater RIT community what they're learning about leadership, what they've learned from their mentors. They take the lead on that and run that program. Throughout the year, there, as I mentioned earlier, there are different readings, articles, a book that we use. Occasionally, fellows will write some reflection papers about their experience, so that's part of the program as well. And then in spring semester, fellows actually take the lead at those bi-weekly group meetings and facilitate a discussion. So after going through the program all of fall semester and getting a deeper understanding of leadership, we ask them to explore other topics they're interested in and to lead a discussion in those fellow groups about that topic. So we've had all kinds of interesting topics this year already, from work-life balance to conflict management, leadership styles, decision making. Makes for a very dynamic and engaging, and I would say meaningful discussion. So those are the main requirements. If you were to get accepted into the program, these are the things you would be expected to do and be a part of. In terms of the benefits, I'll let the students speak to that in just a minute, but from a general sense, what I see, I've been running the program for, I think this is my 5th year. The connections that are built among the students and the support they have with each other. It's a nice small group within our greater graduate program, so that can be pretty helpful. I've seen all kinds of benefits with our students connecting with mentors. We've had some of our mentors even hire some of our fellow students for co-ops or permanent jobs. I know even some of our mentors who have retired still keep in contact with their students. So they still keep in touch and get together every now and then. So it could be lifelong connections with successful business leaders. Certainly you have a chance to go deeper into leadership, build your leadership knowledge around current research and trends in leadership. And when you're putting on those workshops for the community and facilitating discussions, it's also a way to build your skills as well as your networking skills. From a financial standpoint, we do offer a scholarship. So minimally, it's a 50% scholarship if you're accepted into the fellows program. And if you're already an RIT student, you may get an additional 5% above that. So, but the scholarships are not stackable. So just to be clear, if you were in the fellows program, the maximum award you might get is 55% total. That is the max that RIT will allow for scholarships, but it's a nice perk, especially if you need it. So that's program benefits. And then how to apply. It's really a 2-step process, because first you have to apply to one of our graduate degree programs. So that would be the first step, is applying to one of our grad programs. Then you could apply to the fellows at the link below our survey here. There is some just information about you that we would like to know. We have a couple reflection questions on there about what you might get out of being in the fellows program. What would you like to learn from being in the fellows program? An opportunity to share your resume and a little bit about your background. So that's what you could expect by applying at that fellows survey link there. So 2 things, you have to apply for a graduate program, and then you can apply for the fellows program. And then to be accepted, you would have to have been accepted into one of our grad programs. We are currently accepting applications now. It's a rolling admission. So the sooner you apply, the better to both the grad program and to the fellows program. So we will be reviewing those applications coming in every couple of weeks and notifying students. So if you're interested, I would recommend doing it sooner rather than later. And often we will follow up with students either virtually or in person with follow-up interviews. And it is a selective process. So we get quite a few people who apply, and we usually select about 10 to 12 fellows for the program. We like to keep an intimate, small group. So that's what you can expect if you're interested in applying. So at this point, I would really like to turn it over to our students because I think that's what's most valuable in hearing their experiences. So I will ask Jen to start and just maybe share a little bit about what's been beneficial for you being part of the Fellows program.
Sure, yeah. So for me, it's been a really personalized experience. I think that's been one of the most exciting parts of getting to be a fellow. I did my undergrad in product design and now I'm getting my MBA. So the cool part about this program is that your mentors kind of work with you to really tailor it to where you want to go after graduation and how some of those skills might apply. And then, like Molly said, you also build a really awesome network and community within your fellows group as well. So it's a great chance to get to meet all these different students. And then you start to realize you have classes together and stuff like that. So it just, it becomes a great way, especially for someone who's new to the college, to get integrated into student life and things like that.
Great, thanks, Jen. Courtney, how about you?
Yeah. So for me, I think prior to this experience, I think the concept of leadership and everything that goes with it, I kind of pictured it as like this prepackaged deal, like these specific traits make a leader. And I think I found that very intimidating because I may not have fit my own preconceived notions of leadership. So I think through this experience, I've gotten to learn like the different nuances of leadership and the different ways you can use skills that you have, or you can build on the skills that you have, and really kind of learn how to lead or foster the ability to lead that you already have, and getting to do it in like such a close group. And we've gotten to know each other since last August, which is crazy that it was last August already. But I think I can really credit this experience with helping me understand how I can take how I am and lead. So I'm very grateful for that.
Great, thanks, Courtney. Jillian.
Yep, like Jen said, I really like how you're able to ask your mentor the certain questions that you have and get real life examples from them. Since they are currently in the industry, they can give you like actual feedback on things that have happened, things they would do differently. And that's different than something you'd get in a normal classroom setting. You're actually learning based on their experiences. And I find that information really helpful as a person who's not really experienced in leadership currently. And it will help me grow and build on what I know. I can refer back to what I learned from this.
Nice, thanks. Sarah.
I would say for me, it's been huge to just listen to the mentor experiences. They've built their way up, they have an established career, and being able to just kind of see that, you know, they were once in an RIT program and now they're here, how they got there, you know, what types of difficulties they may have, you know, come across along the way. It's been really beneficial to just sort of listen and understand, you know, all of those experiences and how getting even the bad experiences can help you, you know, become a better leader as well as a better, you know, professional within your field. And then additionally, it's been great as someone who didn't go to RIT for my undergrad. I came in very unknowing of a lot of, you know, the things that have been happening. And so being able to get to know the other fellows and has been really beneficial for me. So it's been a great experience in my opinion.
Thanks. Daniel.
Hi, yeah, so obviously one of the first things that comes to mind is just being able to meet, hear from, and develop relationships with such experienced leaders. And to go along with this, as was kind of mentioned, there's a wide variety of leaders that are in the mentor pool. So it's kind of personalized to what you kind of plan on doing. So my first semester, I was mentored with Russ Schwartzbeck, who started his own firm. And I got to hear about kind of the startup process a little bit more. But my current mentor, Jeff Taylor, who's here today, runs a like international corporation. So it's a lot larger of an experience, larger of a business, and hearing kind of comparing those and hearing all leadership traits that stay the same. And then just being able to build these relationships and ask questions to such experienced leaders to start fleshing out your own leadership style and building connections. Another great thing about the fellowship program is getting away from the more theory side typically taught in class and getting much more realistic and holistic approach to leadership that you can use both in your everyday life and whatever you do outside of graduation.
Awesome. Thanks, Daniel. Bhuvish.
Hey everyone. So little shy to say good things about the program in front of my mentors, but I had a great time. Not only the professional part of leadership, there's a lot of personal end to it as well that you need in order to be a successful leader. And like shadowing your mentor, talking to them makes you realize the things that they have done and they are doing so as to ensure a good work environment and implementing different techniques, strategies, and tools. There's so many things, but to sum it up, a good professional and a personal mentorship, this program was able to provide that to me. Shout out to Mike. He was my mentor. So yeah.
All right, thanks. Param.
So I think the one of the best thing you can get from this program is if you're interested in a specific field, the leaders can able to connect you with the staffs in their organizations. Those are working in the in those areas of your interest. Like right now, my mentor helped me to coordinate with some of the staffs from the Blondeville organization. They're actually working in market research programs. So I really appreciate the help, and like you can learn a lot of new things from those places, because you will be able to see the exposure that you and how the things are applied that you have just gone over through during your classes. So it's a really great thing to know like the real world applications of the things that you are learning in the classroom of the areas of your interest. And secondly, there are some of the things that have changed over the pandemic, just like the way the recruitment process works. So if you are, I would encourage all the new fellows for next year would be like they should be very very open to their mentors in terms of like asking questions. Like you should ask a lot of questions, like come prepared to your sessions, and also try to gain some insights on resume skills, because the one of the things that I have noticed is it has changed a lot of like the orthodox resume draftings have changed during the pandemic, as a lot of people have went from like in-person meetings to like Zoom, or like also like seeing the things differently there. And I think like getting, so like in my last semester, my mentor David, he helped me to gain some insights on like different resumes that he saw during the pandemic in his when he was working with different organizations, and I think like having those insights will definitely help in the job application process for the students as well. So don't feel shy, ask a lot of questions, and try to connect with your mentors as well as people in their organization. Don't just limit yourself to the mentor. Try to ask questions on like, can I get a chance to meet the team in the organization, know more about the works they are doing. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Param. And then last but not least, Fikayo.
Thank you, Molly. So for me personally, it's been a great experience. As an international student, it can be very, very, and it's my first semester on campus. You know, settling down can be very difficult for international students. You know, I came to Rochester without knowing anybody. But then my meeting with my mentor, who is on this call right now, has actually made really made the settling down very easy for me. We went beyond academic and professional mentorship to life mentorship. So many times, I get confused or overwhelmed with some personal stuff. She always come helpful. I remember a time when I had an issue with social security admin office. I discussed it with her. She gave advice and it came really helpful and really gave me confidence that everything was going to be fine. So beyond the written down benefits of the fellows program, which includes tuition discounts and all of that, as an international student, especially if you're coming in MBA, I'm doing my MBA, so many of the courses will require you to take on projects, real life projects. So for me, my mentor has really been helpful in this area as well. She's my go-to person when it comes to projects. I've used her personally. I've also used the organization where she works as case studies in some of my projects in my coursework. So it's been really great. I've met some of our colleagues as well. So I'm actually building a network, right? So I've met some of our colleagues, who assisted me in reviewing my resume. More recently, Sarah, who I'm working with on a particular project as well. I've also met some of the people she's mentored in the past. She introduced me to Hazan, who is from Niger Republic. So many great things. I'm actually built, like they say, your network is your net worth. So I can confidently say that through this fellows program, I've been able to increase my net worth within the United States, coming into the United States without knowing anybody. So it's been really, really great. So in addition to all of these, I've gained new and fresh perspectives when it comes to leadership and leadership styles from the fellows bi-weekly meetings that we have. So it's really, really, really been great. And I remain grateful to Peggy, to Molly, and the entire team for giving me this opportunity to be part of this great program.
Thanks, Kayo. So as you can see, we have such an awesome group of students here who all have different interests, different backgrounds, are studying different things, and they all have different perspectives on the fellows program in terms of what's been useful for them. So whether it's getting help in job search and looking at getting feedback on resumes, to insight into school projects and working in teams and leadership. There's just so much value in connecting with these mentors. So at this point, I'm going to have our 4 mentors share a little bit about what they have found beneficial in this program and just share their perspective. Forgive me, I know one of you had to drop off a little early, and I want to make sure I get that person first. Who was that?
That was me, Molly Kimberly.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you
So
for remembering that. It was so good to listen to the fellows talk about what is meaningful for them or has been meaningful for them in this program. I especially liked something that Courtney and Fikeo said when Courtney talked about almost debunking the myths of leadership, right? I hadn't thought about that before until she said that just now, that students might be thinking, to be a leader, I need to have X and Y and Z traits. And I hope that they've learned that the Michaels and the Christinas and the Jeffs and the Kimberlys are all just regular people trying to do their best work all the time. And we assume positive intent. Most of us start in that place. And that authentic piece of what we do and the work that we do, to me, is really all the core piece of leadership. So Courtney, I really appreciated that you called that out, because I had not thought about that until you said so. But it is true. Leaders, we don't wake up and decide, oh, we're going to lead today. We really are just people doing what we believe to be our best work. And so the fact that we can show that to you or provide you with some sort of insight around that, I get a lot out of that just on my end. The other thing that Fikeo said, I see this as, and I love that Molly has built it this way too, this is not a transactional sort of event, right? It's not that you're the mentee, we're the mentor, we meet X number of times, then we walk away from each other. There's so much richness that happens in the conversations that we have that go above and beyond just the day-to-day, okay, well, what does it really mean to be a leader? The fact that we can connect you with people in our network that maybe more well-positioned based on what you're looking to do. We love being able to do that. The fact that you get value out of that is great. The personal piece of it is great. I just had a mentee from 2-3 years ago reach out because she was applying for a job and she was interviewing and she was getting nervous. And the fact that we hadn't spoken in like a year meant nothing to either of us. We picked up where we left off, and then now we get to celebrate the fact that she got the job. So I love the long lasting connections and the fact that we can even connect prior mentees with current mentees. You know, I knew that Keo was having a hard time with being here and not knowing anyone. I also was an international student when I first came to the US, so I can relate to that. So the fact that I could connect him with a prior mentee who could just, you know, remind him of all the things he needs to be reminded of, that is great that we can do those things, and those are not hard things for us to do. I actually feel a little bad about this, Molly, but I feel like I get more out of this experience than the students probably do. But I love the relationship building. I love even learning about the different undergrad programs that the mentees had gone through before they decided to get their MBA. I also sort of thought that a lot of people traditionally take a business-related undergrad path before they get to the MBA, and I learned that that is not necessarily the case. And I love that the fellowship program has a nice diversity of undergrad majors that decided to take a sort of business-centered approach next to be able to layer the two. So that I really admire. But those would be the things that I would share primarily are the big benefits. It's an absolutely well-run program with wonderful mentors, wonderful students. And if you decide to get involved in it, you really, really should. You would not regret it at all.
Well, thanks, Kimberly. We are so grateful to have you. I don't know about that. I think definitely it's both ways for sure. You know, I'm glad that you get something out of it, but our students certainly appreciate you. So thank you for being here.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, I'll call on you next.
Okay, thanks. That's going to be hard to follow up what Kimberly said, so I'm going to probably mirror a whole lot of her comments. But I think, you know, obviously the obvious answer for the benefits is that you get to be with corporate executives and entrepreneurs. Assuming that's all what you want to aspire to, you do get that direct access. And you know, my father always told me there's 3 ways to learn. You can learn through the classroom, you learn through your own experiences, you can learn through the experiences of others. So finding and being humble enough to learn from the experience of others and finding people who care about that is going to be important. I think that's one of the big benefits. As Kimberly said, the other kind of thing you get is relationships that last or can last a lifetime. And you know, I've got mentors from my early career that I'm still in touch with. Some are 90 years old, and I still have lunch with them. So while that's not necessarily the fellows program because they weren't in it and I wasn't in it, the value of that relationship that I see that I try to extend the same way as Kimberly has is really important. I've got students and mentees that are calling me and asking me for career advice as well. And one works for BMW, and it was Carmen Molly, and she continues to stay in touch. We've hired from this, and Michael, and being the ability to continue to have that relationship. And the key is that for us as mentors, we're here to help you become the best version of yourself. And that goes way beyond the classroom, right? It includes your career, it extends to your life in general. We're just here to help you succeed in our small way. We know if we help you succeed, we can help make the world a better place. And that's really rewarding. As Kim said, she might get more out of it than the mentee, than you as a student. And that's true. So it's really what you're going to make it. You put into it. If you come prepared, if you are excited, if you're humble, if you're willing to invest your time and effort to be transparent, to open up to relationships, it's really going to be successful for you. You're going to get a lot out of it, not just in the classroom, but through life in general. That's me. That's what I think you get from it is a whole lot beyond classroom.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff. Really appreciate it. Yeah, and Jeff has done all kinds of things with his mentees over the couple of years that you've been, about 3 years now, maybe, I think. So we're grateful to have you. And Christina, how about we'll have you go next?
Sure. So a lot of the same things that Jeff and Kimberly said, and very similar, Jeff. I have mentors that I've had, you know, for years and years and years, and they've just been some of the most enriching relationships And I can just, be myself and, talk about all the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's what I really appreciate about giving back, because it's scary, especially when you're, I remember being like this age and having no idea what I really wanted to do, or thinking that I was going to do one thing and then look at where I ended up. And if anybody would have said I would have ended up doing this, I would have said they were crazy. But it's only because of the relationships and conversations and support, in learning by doing. I mean, that's really the only way that we get better is by doing. So I have just really appreciated these students. I say, give me hope for the future. Just smart, intelligent, passionate, motivated young people. And I feel honored to be able to spend time with them and help in any way that we can. And the other thing that I love, Molly, about the program is that it's not a cookie cutter approach. So whatever, I come at this with whatever the student is looking for and wants to get out of it, because it's not about me, it's about them. And everybody's been different, which has been wonderful. And, like Jillian right now, she's in a totally different, exploring something different than my other mentee was. And so she's actually coming to the organization tomorrow to meet with some other people here who do the things that I have no idea how that works behind the curtain. So, I'm excited that she gets to spend some time with people who are doing some of that more detailed IT data analytics work. And so I love it. I think it's great. And I love the fact that, we can pick up the phone and continue to talk. And I was just chatting with Jeff because we both had the same mentee at different times, and he's now working for Jeff. And so I was like, oh my God, tell him I said hi, like, glad he's doing well. But it's just a nice little warm, open, welcoming circle.
Thank you, Christina, and your thoughtful approach and the time and effort you put into all of this. So, and I know you've been on campus many times sharing your wisdom with our other students as well. So thank you.
Yeah,
And
you're welcome.
last but not least, Michael.
Sure. So probably not a lot new to add. I might choose some different words. One is sort of the safety of the connection. Like there's no pressure that it's your employer that's sort of assessing and evaluating. So I feel like the mentor and the mentee can each walk in with their insecurities and their strengths and wear it on our sleeves and talk through those. Similarly, like Jennifer, it's a product design. And first I thought, okay, how am I gonna, I know nothing about that. Like, what can I add? And then very quickly you realize, hey, we do have connections because it's the leadership that does transcend any business, any function. And so where can I add value there? But very selfishly, I take so much out of that connection because I'm learning what you're talking about in the fellows program. I'm also learning sort of more current because I've been in a business for a while. So it is so bi-directional. And I think if, for those of you that are considering the program, the word or adjective or noun I would start with is curiosity. I guess that's a noun. Curiosity. If you come in with curiosity, that's all you need. And then the conversation just flows and it can learn from each other. So it's a great experience. I believe on both ends, and RIT holds a special part in my heart and love to be able to participate in it and see the growth of the students.
And we hold a special place in our heart for you, Michael. So thank you for all your efforts over the past couple of years, for sure. Well, that pretty much wraps up the content, the crux of our program, of our session today, and what we're trying to accomplish. So again, I hope it was insightful to not just hear about the logistics and the benefits and those kinds of things, but to really understand what students are getting out of this experience and how special our mentors are. Like, I mean, these leaders really care about our students and their growth and their success. And as Jeff said, it's not just about work, but it's about personally, it's about, an approach to your whole life. So lifelong connections for sure. So I want to thank everybody for being here today. Certainly, if you have questions about the program or want more information or anything about logistics or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. My phone number and email is obviously on the PowerPoint on the screen. And we encourage you to apply, right? It doesn't hurt to apply. Take the leap, be curious, try something different. And I should say, let's talk about Q&A in terms of, do we have any questions that people have? I think we have a couple people left on the call, maybe. Any questions from participants?
Yeah, Molly, I just want to jump in. This was absolutely fantastic. So I think I love hearing all of this. This is awesome stuff. And I'm really thrilled that we were able to do this session. So I appreciate everybody jumping on. This was awesome. There are a couple still on the call. So if anybody does have questions for Q&A, feel free to certainly jump in. But otherwise, I think we can wrap here if there's no questions.
All right. Sounds good. And I know lots of students will see this recording, so we appreciate everybody sharing. So the more we can get the word out in lots of creative ways, the better. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, mentors and students. And
Good day.
yeah, have a good day.
Great.
Thank you,
Good seeing you.
Molly. Bye,
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you.